Welcome to College Briefing. The content of the briefing includes European business schools dominate in sustainability awards. Teaching award, innovating business schools push towards a brighter future. Protests are bringing Germany to a standstill. Will the far right take advantage? First Indigenous woman to qualify with a university degree. Salt Lake City, Ogden holding Martin Luther King Jr. Day marches, activities. European business schools dominate in sustainability awards. Financial Times. European business schools have outperformed their U.S. counterparts in the FT's annual Responsible Business Education Awards. The awards recognize schools for their innovative teaching on sustainability issues and research with positive societal impacts. The University of Oxford Said Business School, Aalto University School of Business, ISEG, VU Amsterdam School of Business and Economics, and Colorado State University College of Business were among the winners. The awards for innovative teaching went to the University of Cambridge's Judge Business School, IE Business School, Kedge Business School, Vlerick Business School, and Loyola Marymount University. The Teaching Award, Innovating Business Schools Push Towards a Brighter Future. Financial Times. European business schools are leading the way in integrating sustainability into their curricula, according to the judges of the Responsible Business Education Awards. The judges praised European institutions for their strategic investments in sustainability-oriented courses, cases, and co-curricular activities. They also highlighted the practical application of simulations by universities to demonstrate the need for a sustainable future. The judges suggested that this trend may lead to a rebalancing of rankings in favor of European schools over American ones. The awards highlighted a number of innovative approaches to teaching sustainability at business schools. For example, Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles offers an online poverty simulation course that places students in the shoes of the poor. IE Business School uses virtual reality headsets to immerse students in a climate change mitigation exercise. The University of Cambridge's Judge Business School challenges traditional views of finance and explores the link between sustainability and the finance industry. Kedge Business School in France offers an ecological macroeconomics course that looks at the macro impact of climate and sustainability issues. Vlerick Business School's European EMBA takes students off campus to visit companies and work on real sustainability challenges. These examples demonstrate the growing emphasis on sustainability in business education and the innovative ways in which schools are incorporating it into their curricula. By providing students with practical experiences and simulations, these schools are preparing future business leaders to address the world's biggest challenges, such as climate change and poverty, in a responsible and sustainable manner. Protests are bringing Germany to a standstill. Will the far right take advantage? CNN. Farmers across Germany brought major roads to a standstill in protests throughout last week, piling misery on Chancellor Olaf Scholz's governing coalition amid a row over subsidy cuts. The protests are expected to reach new heights on Monday. A crowd of over 10,000 and their tractors are set to descend on the capital in a rally organized in conjunction with the German freight industry. Multiple other protests are planned across the country. Now, many are warning that the far-right Alternative for Germany, AfD, party is capitalizing on the chaos for its own political gain. First Indigenous woman to qualify with a university degree. The Sydney Morning Herald. Margaret Valadian, Australia's first acknowledged Aboriginal woman to complete a university degree, has passed away at the age of 87. Valadian was born in Darwin in 1936 and moved to Brisbane with her mother in search of better education opportunities. She was awarded an Aboriginal scholarship in 1962, which enabled her to attend the University of Queensland. Valadian believed that education was the key to Aboriginal advancement, and she made this her focus throughout her life. She graduated in 1966 and became involved in various advocacy and educational initiatives. She completed a master's degree in education at the East-West Center in Hawaii and went on to further study in the United States. Valadian was a strong advocate for Aboriginal rights and was critical of politicians for their failure to bring about real change. She received various awards and honors throughout her life, including an MBE and an AO for her services to Aboriginal welfare. Valadian continued to work and advocate for Aboriginal communities until her death. Salt Lake City, Ogden holding Martin Luther King Jr. Day marches, activities. Yahoo! Events are being held in the U.S. to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. The activities in Salt Lake City and Ogden have the theme "Where do we go from here? Chaos or community?" The events are being held to emphasize that the civil rights struggle is not focused solely on the Black community, but also encompasses military veterans, women, the disabled and the LGBTQ community. Going to 2024 PA Farm Show? Yahoo! High winds led to downed trees and widespread power outages across eastern Pennsylvania on Sunday afternoon, after snow squalls moved across the region earlier. PECO reported just over 10,000 outages late Sunday afternoon across its service area in the Philadelphia region. The bulk of those, nearly 7,500, were in Chester County. In Berks County, more than 5,000 MedEd and PPL customers were without power as of 2:30 p.m., with MedEd having the bulk of those outages. Local resident says King very special, reinforced her activism. Yahoo! Arlena Jackson was a young activist driving in Seattle when she heard the news on her car radio that the Reverend Martin Luther King had been assassinated. She found him inspiring both as a courageous and driven civil rights leader and as a warm, personable man she had met years before when she was a college student in Philadelphia. She felt deeply saddened at the great loss, yet she wasn't shocked. It was not such a surprise, recalled Jackson, 86, who is black and now lives in Santa Fe. He had been speaking in his sermons about the intensity of threats. It was April 1968, exactly 5 years after King gave his monumental "I Have a Dream" speech to 250,000 people gathered at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. In a soaring speech delivered like a fiery sermon, King, a Baptist minister and an activist, laid out a vision, a dream, for a better America, a better world, a better future in which racial equality was a given and bigotry was a fading memory. Pothole reports hit a 5-year high in 2023. BBC. Potholes in the UK reached a 5-year high in 2023, costing drivers £500 million in repairs, according to the AA. Almost 630,000 potholes were reported to councils across England, Scotland and Wales, though this figure is expected to be higher. Potholes have been exacerbated by climate change, as weather extremes cause the road surfaces to deteriorate further. Researchers at the University of Cambridge are investigating self-healing roads and resilient materials to tackle the problem, while others are researching the use of robots to repair potholes. Scientists are also developing materials that can withstand extreme weather and self-heal. Haley seems poised for second place in Iowa. But can she deliver her voters? Washington Post. Nikki Haley's campaign for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination is drawing attention ahead of Monday's Iowa caucuses. Haley has been gaining ground in Iowa, leading Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in the latest Des Moines Register poll. However, analysis of the poll results suggests that DeSantis's campaign is stronger, with more enthusiasm among his supporters. Haley's favorability ratings have also declined as her campaign has faced criticism from Trump and DeSantis. While Monday's results won't dictate to New Hampshire voters, they will provide clues about the strength and potential durability of Haley's candidacy. Monday's time schedule. Associated Press. The article provides a schedule of various sporting events taking place on January 15, including NFL playoffs, NBA games, NHL games, and college basketball games. Some notable matchups include the AFC Wild Card Playoff between Pittsburgh and Buffalo, the NFC Wild Card Playoff between Philadelphia and Tampa Bay, and the game between number 11 Marquette and Villanova in men's college basketball. The number 1 ranked South Carolina women's basketball team will also be playing against Kentucky. Scientists at the nation's only fixed pill testing site were baffled by 3 mystery drugs. They turned out to be novel in Australia. ABC. 3 previously unknown psychoactive substances have been discovered in Australia. Users of the drugs took them to a pill testing site in Canberra, where workers were unable to identify or describe the substances. Samples were then sent to the Australian National University, where chemists confirmed that they had not seen the substances before. The drugs were found to be a new type of cathinone, a new type of benzylpiperazine stimulant and a new phenethylamine drug. The testing site, CanTest, allows users to submit drugs anonymously and then receive the results along with further information about the substances they have taken. Jedd Fisch broken-hearted to leave Arizona football for Washington coaching job. Yahoo! Former Arizona football coach Jedd Fisch has issued a statement on social media expressing his sadness about his decision to leave the Wildcats program for the University of Washington. Fisch, who led Arizona to a 10-3 season last year, said it was a gut-wrenching and agonizing decision to leave Arizona. He had a 1-11 season in 2021 and a 5-7 season in 2022, but this year the Wildcats finished ranked number 11 and won the Alamo Bowl. Fisch's statement also expressed gratitude and admiration for his players and their achievements on and off the field. More international students at Algoma University join protest over failing grades. The Toronto Star. Over 80 international students from Algoma University in Canada have held a protest on campus, demanding an outside investigation into the university's enrollment and grading practices. Earlier this month, a group of international students studying an information technology course complained about failing an online class without explanation and having to retake the course and pay additional tuition fees. In response to the complaint, the university reviewed the marks and applied a standard bell curve, meaning 61 students received a passing grade. However, the remaining 32 students were offered a make-up exam, along with free tutoring sessions. In addition, some students who passed the review received a notice of offense from the Dean of Science, accusing them of academic dishonesty. The protest is the latest to highlight the issues surrounding Canada's international student program, which has seen increasing scrutiny in recent years due to a rise in foreign enrollment. Far from the nearest cop shop, this community hired security to keep it safe. The Sydney Morning Herald. Residents of Jubilee Estate in Melbourne have hired private security firm YPG Risk to patrol their community and provide a visible presence to deter crime. The estate, located 40 kilometers from the city centre, has become a target for criminals due to its remote location and lack of nearby police presence. YPG Risk provides a mobile patrol that responds to calls within 3 minutes, liaises with police and ambulance services, and has observed a reduction in crime since being hired in April 2022. However, the need for residents to pay for private security has raised concerns among town planners and politicians. They argue that public security, including police and emergency services, should be funded and provided by the government. Victoria Police states that Jubilee Estate is located 11 kilometers from one of the largest police stations in the state, and that officers patrol the area 24/7. The state government has invested in police funding and is working to deliver more homes in established suburbs with access to public services. ISW, Russia planning new offensive. Yahoo! Russia is preparing to launch a new offensive in Ukraine in the coming weeks, once the ground freezes. Some sources estimate that the offensive could begin between January 12 and February 2. Cold weather conditions appear to be affecting ground activities on both sides, and Ukrainian forces in the south of the country also reported that Russian aviation is unable to operate due to the freezing weather. Russia is likely to try to sustain or intensify localized offensive operations across eastern Ukraine in order to gain and maintain the initiative, despite the winter weather. However, the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, also assesses that Russia will not be able to make operationally significant breakthroughs. That's all for today's news. It seems that European business schools are leading the way in sustainability education, with innovative approaches to teaching and a focus on practical experiences. Meanwhile, protests in Germany are causing chaos and there are concerns that the far right may take advantage. In Australia, the passing of Margaret Valadian, the first Indigenous woman to complete a university degree, is a reminder of the importance of education in advancing Aboriginal rights. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is being celebrated in the US, with events emphasizing the need for unity and equality. Potholes in the UK are causing trouble for drivers, and scientists are working on self-healing roads to tackle the problem. In politics, Nikki Haley's campaign for the Republican presidential nomination is gaining attention, but there are doubts about her ability to deliver her voters. And finally, there are concerns about a new offensive in Ukraine, as Russia prepares for a potential attack in the coming weeks. What do you think about these news stories? Do you have any thoughts or questions? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the scho team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of scho Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the scho team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize scho Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, schobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive scho Brief via email.